So I take this opportunity to ask you another question from one of our friends, and it's about, again, European policies. The reconstruction of the etymology of hospitality is interesting. However, the numbers of migration are high and resources limited. How many people can the European Union really be able to absorb?
This is not, unfortunately, a question that I can answer. I started from the etymological root of host for us as Italians, the Latin words, just to show a contradiction, just to show that the language itself can contain the two opposite feelings, which are definitely normal, fear and acceptance. And the point is, which one is prevailing now in Europe and why? And this is my role as a journalist. I'm not a politician, and my duty is not to produce, not to propose solution. It's my duty is to work with words. This is why I started with a word. And as I said, words are my tools. And I think that the perception people have in Europe is determined by the use of words that sometimes is not proper. And the capacity of offering place in the labor market, the capacity of offering integration to answer your question precisely depends on the capacity of having a long-term vision of the phenomenon. The problem is, I think, these are not numbers. Back to the beginning, to the starting question. Is the life of the people trying to get to Europe worth the same as mine? Am I still able to consider myself capable of hospitality? And I would add one more question with which I leave you. How much does the way in which we use words and therefore create our opinions make us responsible for the destinies of these people? How much the use of words lets the people become enemies instead of guests? Thank you very much.
Grazie mille. Thank you very much, Francesca. I believe we have another video to show, but before this, I would ask you a question from the more concrete, practical friends we have this evening. They are asking more or less the same question. So the first one is asking, what should we do? And the second is asking, what is our job as citizens to solve this migration crisis? And the third one is more critical. He's saying that in his opinion, it is not an issue of wars, but it is a logistical and a political problem. And so we need answers.
I can, starting from the end, with a sentence of a philosopher I love, which is Ludwig Wittgenstein, and he said that words are actions. So I strongly believe that words are actions. Politics is made up of words, so everything is politics. What can we do? Very happy for this question. For years, I tried to, at the end of book presentation or meeting with the secondary school with students or with people, the book presentation, I always try to discuss with people, what can we do? We need more or less civil society. We need more or less NGOs. We need a lot of civil society. We need a lot the work of NGOs. But I think that we need to start asking our governments answers. So, what we can do in our private life is to host a migrant in our place if we want, is to be part of an NGO, like Josiane, an organization like Josiane Roberto, to be practically active in changing something. But for all the others who can rightly decide not to be part of anything and to be just a citizen, I mean, we have one right to be represented in a representative democracy, which is the vote. And voting someone means asking them solution for something we perceive as something to be solved or as something to be managed. And migration is, for me, as a voter, as a citizen, something to be managed, something to be understood. This is what we can do. This is what we have to do. Questions. If an agreement lies, we have not to stop question and answer on the reason why there is a lie on that paper, which has been not voted by our Italian parliament. It's a lie. The first sentence of that agreement says that in Libya there are reception centers, and in Libya there are no reception centers according to Libyan law, not according to me. So my duty, what can I do? Keep asking to the former Minister of Interior of Italy, which never wanted to meet me. Why you wrote reception centers if in Libya there are just detention centers according to the law? Maybe this lie is the same reason why I couldn't be able to enter the detention center like many other colleagues for 2 years during your mandate. And on the base of the answer, we can build public opinion, we can build opinion, and we can decide to whom delegate the right to manage a phenomenon on the basis of someone who is telling the truth or not.